Hey guys, it's Dana and it's time to talk about money, and this video is for Gen Xers. We want to talk about you and your financial situation and how millennials are probably better off. So let's talk about that. Okay, so my video is a little late this week, but who knows what day it is anymore anyway. Now, a while ago, I did a video talking all about millennials, and in the comments of that video, I got a lot of people saying, what about Gen X? Nobody ever talks about Gen X. And so here we go. Let's talk about Generation X, which is if you were born between 1965 and 1980, you are the middle generation, as I like to refer to them. And I am a middle child in my family. Out of 3 daughters, I'm the middle one. And I also I just slightly squeak into the Gen Xers, just slightly there. Let's talk about Gen X and how our financial situation pretty much stinks. I mean, people are always talking about millennials. They're all over in the news. The millennials and their finances and, what they're doing. And in fact, though, Generation X is actually worse off, in my opinion. MarketWatch posted an article and they said that Generation X is wrecked. That's their words. I quote, "We are financially wrecked." And one of the main reasons is because we have the most debt out of all the generations. So, yeah. According to LendingTree, the Gen Xers now have the highest average debt burden of any generation. And we increased our average debt burden by about 10% between 2016 and 2019. So just 16% of Gen Xers say that they included financial planning in their 2019 goals. So that is another big problem. So number one, we have the most debt out of all the generations. And number two, a lot of us feel as if there's no way out of it. It is just accepted. Whereas millennials are more adverse to debt. And if they do have it, I think that they are much more proactive in trying to attack it and get it out of their life. And they think that they can. That's also the key thing there. They actually believe that they can get out of debt. Whereas Gen Xers, if they have a lot of debt, they just figure, I'll always have debt. I'm just going to have debt, just going to be there. I'm not going to get out of it. Now, even though Gen Xers feel that way, that they can't get out of it, they're also more stressed about it. So that's kind of odd. But business insiders say that Gen Xers are most stressed about credit card debt, while millennials are most stressed about student loan debt. So while we're on the topic of stressed, let's talk about how Gen Xers are stressed about being in the middle. Meaning that a lot of Gen Xers are taking care of their boomer parents, their aging parents, and also their children or their millennials. So they're taking care of themselves, also their parents. People are living longer and working longer. Now, according to another article by AARP, Gen Xers are overlooked for promotions. So I thought that was very interesting. So boomers are living longer and also working longer. They are looking for more promotions or looking to move up into higher paying positions as they, have more expertise. They've been in the job market longer. And so Gen Xers are not getting as many promotions. So according to them, Gen Xers, on average, receive 1.2 promotions within a 5-year period, and millennials receive 1.6 promotions, boomers 1.4 promotions. So Gen Xers are not getting as many promotions in the workplace. They're being overlooked or sort of skipped. Okay, now, some of the reasons I think that Gen Xers have more debt or are carrying more debt than other generations are that Gen Xers were hit by the recession in the early 90s, right after we were starting our careers, and also the tech bubble burst in the year 2000. That was actually the year I graduated college, in the year 2000. And because of that, many Gen Xers, their savings took a hit. And also, they weathered the Great Recession in 2007, 2008, where there was a lot of unemployment. Housing values obviously were slashed. And then now we have the coronavirus. So who knows where that's going to go. However, a lot of Gen Xers are, maybe millennials, are going back home to stay with their parents during this time frame, during the quarantine, during this virus of 2019, 2020. And so Gen Xers are again caring for their parents as well as possibly their children who've returned home during this time of quarantine. And that obviously is a financial burden. Paying for food for multiple people will raise your expenses. Okay, so what are Gen Xers to do? Well, number one is to get a plan, get out of debt, believe that you can, cut as many expenses as you can to get out of debt as fast as you can. And if you have no debt, then you'll have more money to save for retirement and to build wealth. So that is step number one. Most importantly, of course, you know I believe that if you watch my channel, as to have a plan, get out of debt, start saving for retirement, have a plan. No matter what your age is, it's never too late, in my opinion, to try to do the things that will set you up to be stable in retirement and to give you peace, financial peace, right? Okay, so that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If it's your first time here, be sure to subscribe. I work in finance full-time and I make videos on the side to hopefully inspire you guys to get out of debt, build wealth, and also to help to motivate us to stay on our own financial goals. And we're a family of 6 living in the Philadelphia area. So be safe. Hope everyone's well, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye, guys.